Imagine feeling relieved at the end of each day's work because you accomplished everything on your list because you were so productive. Additionally, you are aware that you are operating at the peak of your creative potential and completed your chores effectively. Do you hear yourself whistling as you leave the office? Instead of the other scenario where you end the day exhausted and slumped behind a desk full of unfinished chores, you may be the hero of this movie about productivity. There is a way to alter your typical workday if you don't like how it goes. The majority of us aren't as productive as we'd like to be for two reasons. We have terrible habits that hinder our job productivity, and we're reactive rather than proactive, putting out fires rather than moving toward our objectives. Although the answer is straightforward, it is not always simple. We may take responsibility for our own workdays by replacing our negative habits and reactive behaviors with proactive ones. Let's go into David's experience and how he raised his productivity. This is David. David's alarm went off at 5 on a Monday morning. Even though the day had only just begun, he was already feeling anxious and tired. He quickly got out of bed, took a quick shower, and went to his desk to check his schedule before eating breakfast. He immediately felt overwhelmed by all the things he still needed to do for the day and the coming week. He pondered how there was so much to accomplish and so little time. He had been experiencing burnout for some weeks at this point. Currently, David offers vegetables obtained directly from organic farmers in his online store. He has also started his own podcast on organic food. Even though he is enthusiastic about what he does, he often feels worn out. He believed that persisting in doing what he was passionate about would provide him with the necessary energy and enthusiasm each day, regardless of the outcomes. But now he's not just worn out, he's also unmotivated. It's challenging because, despite his certainty that he puts in significant effort each day, it doesn't always appear to be enough. Where is he coming from? David spent 8 years as the quality assurance manager for a company that made clothes before going into business for himself. Within 2 years, he went from being a quality assurance officer to a manager of quality assurance. David performed well and made a significant contribution to ensuring that the quality of the business's goods was up to snuff. David wanted to continue his job, however, and at that point he began to see his vision of opening an internet store selling vegetables from nearby organic farms. But now, a few months later, he's exhausted. The amount of work he was putting into his podcast and e-commerce firm didn't appear to be enough, and he struggled with time management since he believed everything had to be done at once. Instead of the projected 50% growth, his online sales only increased by a meager 15%. However, despite producing 2 podcasts weekly, his program was only downloaded a little over 1,000 times, falling short of his aim of 2,000. He was also running out of money, which worried him. David was depressed because he wanted to grow his company and reach more customers, but he was at a loss for what to do. When he came home, he received a message from his buddy with a link to a video about a tactic called productivity cycling. It was the first time he had heard about this approach. One day, he was ranting about his present circumstances to his close friend at a cafe. He finally understood that the reason he was feeling exhausted was because he kept pushing himself without pausing to take a breath. As a result, David made the decision to implement productivity cycling in his life and in the way he runs his company T. He concentrated on deep work on Monday and Tuesday before doing some shallow work on Wednesday and returning to deep work on Thursday and Friday. In order to have more energy for the next week, he used his weekends to rest and relax. He would concentrate on writing screenplays and arranging podcast episodes on the days when he was doing his serious work. He would also map out his business strategy for his online store. He handled additional administrative duties on Wednesdays, such as responding to email questions, attending meetings, and completing internal reports. David discovered that having less work to do on Wednesdays helped him stay motivated. He also paid attention to how he organized his days. He divided his day into 90-minute work sessions while he was doing deep work, taking a little rest after each deep work activity, and beginning each day with the most difficult assignment. David continued using the productivity cycle strategy for many months after that, and he was very happy he did since it allowed him to keep up steady levels of production without being worn out. David eventually succeeded in developing a plan that suited him. He was able to accomplish his objectives quickly, if not even beyond them. Both the podcast industry and e-commerce are flourishing. He has never been happier since he now has more time for his passion and other worthwhile pursuits in life, including spending time with his loved ones. I'm sure you can understand from David's narrative how crucial it is to give up attempting to achieve everything at once. Instead, focus only on one task at a time to significantly boost productivity. Think about how crucial it is to preserve all of your small gray cells when your eyes and hands begin to wander towards something else. Creating to-do lists is a crucial part of productivity. They help you stay focused and become organized, and they give you a sense of accomplishment when you can cross items off your list. You won't spend time hunting for your assignment at the beginning of the workday if you create or update a to-do list every evening. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more useful and fascinating topics.